everyone, and welcome. We're coming to you from the veranda of the Red Raiders Event Center of our pregame show as the Reading Fightin Phil's getting set to take on New Hampshire Fisher Cats, Game 3 of this 6-game series. Good start for the Phils in the series. They've won the first two. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool, and the man in the middle with a big smile on his face is Al Pedrique. Skip, let's talk about it. Obviously, you got the job done over the course of the first two nights. Teams playing much better baseball. Offense has been clicking so far, at least in Game 1 and Game 2.
Yes, Bob, Jake, hi again. Definitely, when you win, everything it feels very good, and everything is a lot easier. Definitely, the team has been playing well. I would say since we started after the All-Star break, obviously we had lost some tough games, but for the most part, since we got some help from Lakeshore, these kids are showing that they're having fun. We had a lot of talent, and the rest of the team, the rest of the players kind of got together, and we're playing so much better. We executed both end, defensively and offensively, and they started going 5-6 up to almost 7 innings, and we just got to make some adjustment with the bullpen, especially the 8th, 9th inning. But I'm glad that the guys been battling, they've been grinding, and we have won the first 2 games in this series.
And one of those starters who pitched last night was Braden Faustin. He made his Double-A debut, and first inning was a little rocky. Maybe you could tell there were a little bit of nerves there from a kid like Braden. He had a lot of family and friends here, but from that second inning on, he really looked settled in and just go 5 innings, 1 run, scattered 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, I think best of all 0 walks. Just what were your takeaways from Faustin's Double-A debut last night?
Yes, Jake, I agree with you 100%. The first inning, you can tell he was a little nervous. I heard the problem during the warm-up in the bullpen. He was anxious. Once he settled down, he started using the pitches a lot better, working him the count with better command. And after the first inning, he was great. He kept the ball down. Most of the time, he was ahead in the count. I made the guys, the hitters, put the ball in play. Defensively, we played well behind him. So, we were very impressed, not only for the fact that he kept us in the game, but how he handled himself on the mound for being the first starter in the Double-A.
And one of the things you got going now with the offense clicking the way it is, and even if you give up a run or two early on, the offense seems confident enough that they can come back no matter what the situation is. And a lot of that starts with the guys at the top of the order. I know there's a lot of eyes and a lot of people paying attention to what Justin Crawford is doing. In a small sample size of what we've been able to see, it's been pretty good. What he does is he gets on base. And once he gets on base, he makes people like you happy because you can do so many different things when he's on base.
Yeah, just Bob. Since he got here, he's been great. He's been working hard. Definitely agree with you. He's on base. He set the table for the guys who will follow him, and he's done a great job on the defense, offensively, run the bases. You can tell he puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and this is a guy that he can steal back. He can steal second. He can steal third, and anytime he's at third base with less than 2 out, the rest of the guys, the middle part of the lineup, have done a great job. Whether we hit a second fly or even with 2 strikes, we put the ball in play and we ended up scoring runs early in the game. And I think that's what we need to do more often. Score early, put pressure on the defense, especially attack the bullpen. So especially the first 2-3 games in the series. But overall, Crawford, he's done a great job since he got here.
And behind him in the lineup has been Gabriel Rincones Jr., whether it's in the 2 spot or the 3 spot. He showed off the power a ton. He's on a 7-game hitting streak right now. Just what have you liked from him? Because it feels like maybe he scuffled a little bit after he came off the injured list, but then he's really found the groove. It felt like last week at Akron and then into this week at New Hampshire.
I like the fact that this kid started the game. He started as an opponent pitching. He pays attention to details, and I like the fact that he makes adjustments on every at-bat. He doesn't wait until the 9th is over with to figure it out, to see what happens. During the game, constantly, he's talking to Bryce Stassi, our hitting coach. Like I said, he makes adjustment. Right now, he's learning to take what the pitchers are giving him and be patient, be selective, try not to chase a lot of stuff down the zone, out of the strike zone. And when he does that, he makes the pitcher elevate a little bit, and he can do some damage. I mean, he's very smart, works very hard. So we're very pleased so far what we have seen from Rincones.
Well, Jake said you've batted him second, you've batted him third. There's lots of different philosophies in making up a batting order. It used to be in the day and age the number 3 hole was your best hitter. There was no question about it. Then all of a sudden, for a while, the analytics took in, and it was to move him to the 2 spot. Yeah. Is there a page book in your lineup making that makes a difference, whether he's batting 2, whether he's batting 3, or what you want from those 2 spots?
Well, when I put a guy like him hitting second, I mean, obviously people are going to say, well, he's a power hitter. Why is he hitting second? With Crawford leading off and the type of the speed that he has, and then he will still second. Rincon probably with Crawford running first base, he will see more fastball early in the count because they know sometime Crawford's going to be running. So we told Rincon, even when Crawford gets on, and then you get a fastball, good fastball to hit, swing, be aggressive. And he's done a great job as a second, hitting second, now hitting third. Obviously, he's the hitter right now that's hot. So we're trying to do the best we can to take advantage of Rincon's performance right now, and Taylor behind him, so we can protect Rincon with Taylor. Rincon can Ricketts when he starts swinging the bat well. We feel good about Ricketts that he's going to start swinging the bat like he was doing early in the year. So those 2, 3, and 4, we can do some damage. Again, Rincon, for me, he feels comfortable hitting second and third. He's going to get his pitches to hit. He just have to be a little bit more patient.
And kind of baseball related but not pertaining to the game right now. We talked about Faustin and we talked about nerves and kind of shaking through that and settling in. You've had a lot of guys make their AA debuts recently, and we've seen guys make big league debuts who played under you. Tyler Phillips, Max Lazar did it last week. It's natural to be nervous. It's natural to be anxious when you make your debut. I mean, I'm sure you probably felt the same way when you made your debut. But as someone who's experienced that, making their big league debut, are there any strategies for trying to cope with that nervousness, or is it more, hey, you're going to be nervous, you're not going to sleep much the night before, you just have to accept that fact, you just know when you go out there and you start going, you realize it's the same game and you kind of start to settle in?
It happens. If somebody tells you his first game in a double A or any level and tells you that they're not nervous, they're lying to you. I mean, everybody goes through the same thing. You get butterflies in your stomach. And the one thing I'm impressed with all these young players that we have, gotten so far, they're very natural, relaxed, and you can tell when they go out and enjoy the game. Our job as a staff is just to make sure they understand it's the same game. You're gonna have to just be out there, be yourself. Don't try to do too much, and go from there. And like I said, all these kids so far, that's what they've done. They're having fun. They know they got the talent. They have to trust it. They have to trust the process and go from there.
You were talking a little while ago about trying to figure out some stuff in the bullpen, and if you get the right roles and people in the right roles, that you think you'll be in a much better spot. Last night, New Hampshire makes a little bit of a comeback on you on the bullpen. It got into a 4-4 game. Ultimately, you wanted to buy him in the 7th, and I think the guy that flew under the radar through all of that was Connor Ash. He's done a lot of flying under the radar this year, but he gave you 6 outs in the 7th and 8th that got you the chance to win the ballgame.
This is the kid that I tip my hat to because he's been starting, emergency starter. You can call it, what are they called now? Those bullpen when they start.
Spot starter.
Yes, and he had pitched in the middle. He had pitched in the last 2 innings. And last night he did a great job. He kept us in the game, kept the momentum on our side. Once he threw those 2 shutout innings, basically, you can feel the energy in the dugout that we have a chance to score some runs. And I think that's the bullpen what they have to understand. If you keep us close to the games, we're going to score some runs. Our offense start picking it up, and we have some speed, more speed in the middle, toward the lineup. We can steal some bases. We can go from first to third. We're playing a lot better defensively. So that's the one thing our pitching coach and Raleigh have been telling the bullpen, the staff. Trust your stuff, throw strikes, and let the defense help you and pick you up. And that's what happened last night with Hash.
Last off for me before I let you go, Al. Christian McGowan gets the start tonight. He's looking for a bounce back. What do you want to see out of the righty tonight?
We just want him to just go out and have some fun. Sometimes he's too hard on himself. He wants to make perfect pitch. And he got great stuff, great arm. Just make it work. Just trust your stuff. And we're hoping that he can give a solid 4 innings, a good outing, so that we can somehow build his confidence back up.
And if they can get enough runs, the manager will be happy as well, because then the winning streak will continue. They've won 2 in a row. Fightin' Phils will try to make it 3 in a row tonight against New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Take a timeout. We get back and Ready Fightin' Phils Radio Network with the lineup for